everybody, I'm meteorologist Gavin Sandell. Well, while the last few months have been nothing more than calm, Mother Nature can bring some strong, unexpected weather and sometimes, unfortunately, lead to a tragic loss of life. Today, we'll be talking about the morbid side of meteorology and some of the ways we can better prepare. And a little bit surprisingly, maybe, heat is actually the leading cause of death for weather-related causes in the United States. You can see on this graph for the last 20 years, according to the CDC's definition of heat-related death, you can see there's been an increase in the total amount. Actually, 2 years ago, over 2,300 deaths, and this compares to the 20-year rolling average of just over 900. In the last 10 years, that's bumped up just a little bit to just over 1,100, and then over the last 5 years, from 2019 to 2023, a little over 1,500 as well. And sometimes we could see that the reason for that being the number one cause of death is it's not as apparent as some of the other reasons, like maybe flash flooding or hurricanes or tornadoes. We can better prepare for that. Heat also just sometimes comes up as a silent killer in some ways, and can also exacerbate some hidden illnesses and some long-standing illnesses as well. But heat, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA's definition, is also the top cause of weather-related deaths across the United States, 177 in last year, and flooding as well, flooding and flash flooding events accounting for 145 deaths. Rip currents as well, another silent killer. You could see 74 deaths. Other ones too, that you might see more in 1 year, more in another year, or less in another year. A little more volatile, so-called hurricanes as well. They accounted for 74 deaths in 2024, but just 3 in 2023. Going down the list too, interestingly, we talk so much about lightning and the chances for getting struck by lightning. That was actually the least accounted for death, according to NOAA's definition in 2024. You could see that trend over the last 10 years as well, lightning at the bottom, heat and flooding at the top, and even over 30 years as well. Heat accounting for about 238 direct deaths under NOAA's definition as well. Cold and winter deaths as well, those are at the about 30s level. So compared to the entire United States, let's talk about Ohio and Pennsylvania's death. There were 3 deaths in Ohio from tornadoes. This was accounted for by one tornado in western Ohio, south of Toledo, in March of 2024. Pennsylvania, they only saw 3 deaths by cold weather, by flooding, and by winds as well. When you average it out over the last 10 years, flooding is the biggest concern for these 2 states, but we can also see cold weather, windy weather, heat, and lightning also causing about a death or so per year. Rip currents and hurricanes, something that we don't really have to worry about in our area. But in terms of preparing for this, we've gotten so much better because of just an enhanced global communication system. Being informed is one of the biggest ones, because you can see on that phone right there the emergency alert system that we get on our TVs, on our phones as well. Emergency kits as well. If you're just caught up or surprised by maybe a flash flooding event, this is huge. Getting some water, getting some non-perishable food, and some weather radios as well. That is huge if you're caught up in one of these events. And where to be as well. If you get caught up, make sure to shelter in place in a tornado situation, maybe that lower level, that middle room in an interior space, and evacuate, especially if you're down the coast for a hurricane or a big flash flooding event as well. Make sure you know where you are as well. But I'll give you one last way before we part. Make sure to follow us on social media and download the Storm Tracker 21 app for consistent weather-related updates and news. For Weather 101, I'm Gavin Sandell.